There was nights that I slept in the gym because something I didn't do well, or I thought that I failed at that day, and I was gonna wake up the next day and do it again. There was just stuff that I started doing, picking up the back of cars, and I just felt so strong at that point that I didn't think that I had limits. And Steve Regal was another one that, he was like, saw me eyeballing this car, and he was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just trying to see if I picked this car up, how would I do it?" And he kind of double took, he was like, "What?" He said, "Why are you even thinking like that?" I wanted to test myself. And I kind of leaned over and hooked the back of this. It was like a Mini Cooper. I picked it up one hand and lifted the wheel off the ground and put it down. And Steve Regal just was like, "You've got to do some of this on TV." And he was the one that went to Vince and said, "We got to start doing these feats of strength." Fast forward years later, I come back from injury. I'm back to being the strongest man in the world again, and we started doing the feats of strength. And the first one was bending a frying pan, and the second one was me lifting this 6,000-pound sedan.
I'm gonna walk down this ramp, and I'm gonna lift the side of that car and completely move those wheels off the ground.
Rather than lifting it with my hands underneath the car, which was significantly easier because of leverage, I wanted to do it with my shoulders and, open the door, put my shoulders in, and lift the car up off the ground and hold it. So that's what I did.
This is a 4,600-pound automobile. Oh my God. Look at that! He did it! Montana did it! Oh my God!
Well, I used to do traveling shows. I thought I was going to make being a professional strongman my career. And I trained with, several people that were elite at bending steel. Dennis Rogers, Grandmaster of Strongman. And he was teaching me how to bend steel, and there's different levels of steel. The steel that they put in concrete are cold roll and hot roll. You put rebar, it's gonna bend. Well, that's why I used the towels. Because I wanted to make sure that I didn't puncture my hand. There's a lot of strongmen that injured themselves fatally. These small leather pads that I would put on the ends of stuff, or I would, if I didn't have my pads with me, then I would wrap everything in a towel so I could, not have it puncture my hand. And I still cut my hands, maybe 5 or 6 times in my life that I had to have a couple of weeks off to heal. I knew it was easy for me, not to sound arrogant, for me to bend a 41, 43-inch piece. But it got to the point to where Dennis said, "Hey man, let's do something that, no strong man has done before. Let's dip under 37 inches and see if you can do it." I was able to bend a 46-inch piece of cold roll. When I think about my feats of strength, that's the one that really kind of was at the limit, because, at that time, it was something that nobody had ever done. And, I sit here humble, appreciative of the direction and coaching that I got, but, God just made me different. To be able to bend that, that was pretty advanced for television. The frying pan, that day, I started to crank it. I remember getting so mad that I could feel my heartbeat in my face. It was, And I just bent down, and that was the first time in my life I heard something that I was bending make a sound, like, "Eh." It started screaming. And once I started bending it, it started bending. And then I pushed it, and I hit Christian so hard that it left a red mark in his chest, and I walked off the screen. I don't know what happened to that pan, but I wish I had kept it. I think they probably just tossed it and threw it in the trash or something, and nobody will ever know like how hard that was. Like that was above and beyond the limit of my strength. That was an impressive feat, being able to suplex him off the top. It happened right here in San Antonio, Vengeance. But I don't think that that's the most impressive feat that, you know, me and Big Show did. When I attacked him and put him through the announce table, I attacked him about 10 feet away from the announce table. So at the time, he was like 440 pounds. Not only did I pick him up to my chest, but I had to walk 10 feet with him, then walk sideways to get behind the announce table. And then once I got behind the announce table, I hoisted him over my head and then brought him down through the table.
Oh my God! World's strongest slam through the table! Oh my God! A thunderous move by Henry!
People don't realize that the physics and the laws of physics didn't apply that day. Gravity was lighter under my feet. I don't know what it was, but that was a level of strength that I don't think will ever be done. You could try it. You could go to Mythbusters and you could have them put up a 440-pound doll or sack of sand or whatever you want to do. And I guarantee you that you ain't gonna find none of the strong men in the world today that can do what I did. They won't be able to do it. Vince, he had saw me pull a semi before. He saw me pull a loader, you know, like one of the metal frames where they put all the cars on. So he saw me pull that and he was like, "Hey, you think you can pull one on television, like one of our trucks?" And I said, "Yeah." And I shipped my harness to TV and we pulled it in rehearsal.
Dig, come on.
And this is absolutely incredible,
This is
John.
incredible. Absolutely incredible. 55,000 pounds.
And Vince said, he said, "Man, that looks so easy for you. That looks so light." He said, you ever pull two?" And I was like, "No, like why would I pull two?" And he said, "It would be impressive." And I just was like, "Well, sure, we could try it." He had them go and build a metal frame that would start at a universal point and then go out to where it could be on the front of two semis. And so when you pulled it, they were pulling at the same time. The first time that I tried, couldn't do it. I said I was tired, let me rest. And I didn't want to do it again. I said, well, let's just do it on TV, not thinking about failing. Because if you think about failing, you ain't gonna do it. We did it on TV, man, like it was live. The first I was pulling, it wasn't going.
I don't think you can do it.
And once again, you know, you reach into the depths of your soul and pull it out. And I started pulling and it started rolling. I was able to get it the whole 25 feet.
Mark Henry has set a world record, over 100,000 pounds. That's never been done in history.
You know, it was a common thing to have a strong man, a traveling strong man. You know, there's guys now, they compete in the world's strongest man and they compete in contests, but they're not circus performers or show performers. I was a show performer.
53 reps for Mark Henry.
That is a new world record.
I was the first and only person still to this day to lift the Thomas Inch, formerly known as the unliftable, over my head. 3 men had lifted the Apollon's wheels throughout history. I told my coach that I was gonna lift it one time for every man that ever lifted in history. And I lifted it 3 times in concession. The Venture Stone. Venture Smith was a slave that escaped slavery in the Underground Railroad, went to Canada, came back to America, and bought his family and took them back to Canada. He had a stone that he lifted that was 364 pounds. It's the heaviest stone that's ever been lifted. I didn't want to lift it. But out of respect for what Venture Smith went through, I didn't want to trivialize it by lifting it. And I think that now, as an older guy, it might have been better to do it to pay honor. But that was always my favorite one. The one I didn't do. I think a lot of my strength was, hard work and I was physically prepared, but I think I was able to control my adrenaline too. I didn't want to let the fans down. I didn't want to let people watching me that were entertained by me not see me succeed. Accomplishment was secondary to me not failing. I just hate, to this day, I'm a winner. I wanted everything I ever did, thank God. Not just to being the world's strongest man or being a powerlifting champion or being a pro wrestling world champion, but I'm winning as a husband, I'm winning as a father. Like what I'm doing now are the things that I'll get a statue for, not for the feats of strength that I did.